Hey guys, so we're here and we're talking about the debate. The debate was awesome. And we really don't know where to start, honestly.
First, I'd like to commend, let's see, President Mike Smith.
Yeah, President Mike Pence.
Definitely looked presidential tonight. I was not expecting that. I was so proud of him, how he handled Kamala. That was so well done. I thought he made a lot of nice points. And he didn't leave a lot out. There's not too much where I would have had added, where he didn't already say it himself. So,
right, cool. It was very thorough. His responses were very thorough. They weren't just
very
statements.
Specific. Sorry, Donald Trump, that's not your thing.
He had like a lot of references, and this is what Trump needs to do on round two.
Yes.
Is bring all those facts on and lay it on them and make them feel really bad about coming up with some shallow stuff, right?
Yes.
Anywho.
So would you like to go first? We have a couple points that we have numbered. Hopefully they'll be short, they'll be brief, and we can kind of do like rapid fire so the video won't be like forever. But do you want to go first?
Yeah.
I feel like I have quick points, but
I can go first.
Okay. You can do one. I do one.
Okay, so
my flame is burning out now. It's like almost 1 a.m.
She's woke up. Yeah. The right kind of woke. Okay.
I want to wear your Trump hat. Yes. Over
my
hat.
beanie.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're super presidential here, guys. All right. So let's do this. All right. So,
wait, go ahead.
Numero uno. Okay. Kamala ain't caring when it comes to the environment. I'm sorry. Your state burns every single year. For you to say that you don't want to frack is insane. And then for you to say that you are okay with fracking is double insane. That's called a lie. Because a year ago, you literally said on national television, running for president at this time, mind you, I am completely against fracking. Those were your exact words, Kamala. Okay?
We'll put the video in the description. So
like legit. I found it 10 minutes, okay, after the debate. I said, what is this? How can you say, oh, I'm completely against fracking. I'm running for president. And then a year later, oh, I'm running for vice president. And I'm completely for fracking. Why? Because I have to be. No, Kamala. You have to choose. And quite frankly, you've always been against fracking, which means you're supposed to be an environmentalist, but you're a horrible environmentalist because your state is on fire.
It's burning.
It's still burning. While she was having a debate, her state
now.
was on fire. No,
So
you don't get the Green New Deal award. Sorry.
I want to add to that because she also said that Biden was consistent on his opinion on fracking. He is not. There is multiple videos where he fluctuates, and even though he's very passionate on his position on things, I don't care what they are, he'll be saying a complete lie, but he'll say, yes, I'm totally for fracking. Sorry. And then the next moment, totally not for fracking. And anyone watching that one video would totally believe that he is what he is saying right now, because he's very passionate and almost looks like he believes in what he's saying.
Right.
But no, there's conflicting videos. Doesn't take much.
He was just as passionate saying the absolute opposite.
Yes.
Just a month prior.
Just like Kamala.
This is insane. You have to pick a side. If
Please
you have
do.
No idea what you're in favor
Please
of.
do before November, pick a different side.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of you guys' position on a couple things. So, yeah. It'll be nice to know. It's nice for your voters to know.
It'd be really awesome for us to know what we were voting for. If we were voting for you. If we were crazy.
If I was insane.
If we were insane and we had to vote for you, we would know what we were voting for.
Not really. So, my first point was Kamala totally 100% refused to answer question. This is not the same example as Trump refusing to denounce white supremacy. That point in the debate, I should have made a video about it when it came up, but it's like history now. But in the context of the situation, denouncing white supremacy would also be a pandering to Chris Wallace, saying that the rioting was also a big, white supremacy was a great contributor to the rioting and the looting, which President Trump did not believe so. So him condemning white supremacy would also be given into that answer, and he was not about to do that. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, tonight 100% refused to answer this question about packing the court. And I would say President Mike Pence again. Pence deliberately asked her twice.
I think it was 3 times.
Yeah, and then third time he just mentioned that she just did not answer. And there's also a point where she looks at Pence and she's like, I will answer your question. And proceeds, I believe she started talking about voting, which seems to be her and Biden's backup. When they can't answer a question, they just start talking about voting and
how you need to get out and vote.
Yes, and then her favorite, I forget what point this actually came up in the debate, but she has her go-to line where she just can't answer the question because she doesn't want people to know her actual position on something. She would say, we can have a discussion about that. I forget what point that was, and you find out what exactly point where she had mentioned that. But and also she voting, telling people to go vote, seemed to be her backup when she doesn't want to give a straight direct answer.
Yeah, and why is it so bad to just give an answer? Even if you're gonna say, oh, well, I think we should have a conversation about that. Like, at least say, yes, that's a possibility. Technically, even Biden said that at the other debate. He said, if we determine to pack the courts, then that would be the issue. So however you want to take that, it's a lot better than just saying, well, we can have a discussion about that. And you're at a debate. This is where you have the discussion.
Yes, now's how to have the discussion. 70 million people are watching the presidential debate. A great number of those people are watching.
We're ready for the discussion.
We're ready for answers, and you couldn't get them.
Let's do it.
Yes. So what's your second point?
Okay. I want to talk about Kamala being oh so caring for the African American community.
Kill me, please.
Legit. She's supposed to care about people that look like us, right? Woman.
Well, supposed to look like her because she was saying that she was black. I've heard things about that.
That's a whole nother crisis, okay?
But
technically,
she was saying she's a black
you don't get the African American card, Kamala. Your ancestors weren't slaves. So, anyways, in California, okay, Miss Kamala Harris voted. Okay, she voted. She maybe it wasn't a vote, but she pushed to allow inmates to serve time longer than their sentence. Can you imagine?
I think she withheld evidence that made them stay longer, and some of them were on death row.
That's a whole nother video. Oh my goodness. So Biden, right? He's the one who signed the legislation that makes you serve your entire sentence. And granted, our prisons are majority people of minority. Okay? Not saying that they didn't do the crime and they don't need to do the time. But Trump actually legislated that they wouldn't have to be pressured into fulfilling their full sentence, where Biden for 50 years voted that they should. And then Kamala took it a step further, where after they did serve their sentence, they still couldn't leave. Why? It's free labor.
I'm sure
that's called like that. That's called like Nazi tyranny.
Like slavery.
Yeah, that's kind of what that's called.
Like slavery. Yeah.
Oh, she's so pro-black. She legit made them slaves.
Yeah. So my second point was her position on late-term abortion. I believe Pence had mentioned.
I'm gonna let you take that because
for late-term abortion, I cannot find any footage anywhere or anywhere in writing in a public statement, maybe in like a conference hearing where it wasn't recorded, anywhere where Kamala gives a specific limit on abortion, or she outright says she believes in abortion up to birth. She does support the Women's Health Act. What's it called?
Yeah,
something in the text
she
that
promotes
does not specifically say that there is a limit to abortion. They believes in abortion up to birth,
a generalization,
depending on the health of the mother, and the health of the mother can be a number of things. It doesn't have to do with the physical nature of like sickness of the mother.
She's at risk of dying if she carries out the pregnancy.
It could be this lady has maybe anxiety, or she just simply doesn't want to be pregnant, and that's causing her like depression. Like a number of things. Health is on that bill is very
it's incredibly subjective.
Yeah,
right.
And I just don't understand. I never really understood anyone who's pro-choice how you have the right to say that you believe in limits to abortion. Because if you support abortion and you support a woman's right to autonomy, this shouldn't change depending on the gestation of the pregnancy. If you believe that a woman has a right to her body, do whatever she wants between her and her doctor, her right to privacy between her and her doctor,
then just let her do absolutely whatever she wants.
For abortion up to birth. You may say you don't like it, but go ahead and just say you support abortion up to birth. Pence deliberately says tonight that he's for life and he doesn't apologize for it. That just tells you his position that he doesn't like abortion at all whatsoever. Why can't Kamala just be honest and say that her voters should know where she stands on abortion?
When it comes to
we
votes,
should know where she stands on
she
abortion.
voted in favor of putting our tax dollars to pay for abortions.
Late term.
Catholics' tax dollars to pay for abortions. Christians' tax dollars to pay for abortions. People that are opposed to abortion pay for abortions. And then she has the audacity not to give a stance on just how far she'd like those abortions to be taken. That's an insult to the money that you earned and you as an American citizen. She doesn't care. She will use it however she needs. And quite frankly, right now, that's up to the birth of the baby at risk of an abortion. But we really don't know because she won't say. This is insane, guys. This is just insane, okay? Like,
where's your next point?
I really want to talk about the fact that she really has a history of duplicity. So, not to bring up any bad dirt on Kamala.
Long-winded.
It's not. It's actually pretty simple. There are references of her basically leapfrogging into places of power. I mean, she's a hustler. I'll give her that. Now, what we've literally seen, yeah, what we've seen is that this was a woman who couldn't stand Joe Biden during the president elections, and now she's backing literally everything that he says, changing her positions within minutes.
I want to mention something on that.
She was on national air as a blatant liar. She's gonna have to handle that. She's gonna get a lot of smack from that. Because she openly lied to the American people because she has to be on the Biden ticket.
Whatever.
That's called duplicity. Okay? If China slaps enough money on her desk, what is she gonna do when they want her to pass a policy that's gonna be harmful for the American people? If you have a history of being a duplicit person, that is not a good characteristic to carry into the White House, particularly as the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America, because goodness knows that just might be what we're going to be dealing with the next couple of years if the Biden ticket wins the election.
Totally.
This is not good. This is very scary.
I want to jump in and piggyback on what you were saying. I forget what prompted me to remember this, but you're in the debate. Kamala was talking about how we need to maintain relationships when it comes to international affairs.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that she has stood and supported the accusers of sexual assault towards Joe Biden. She stands with those who accused him.
Granted, she's a prosecutor. She's supposed to be standing with the public.
She has not denounced that she still stands with them. And yet she is now his VP, running as his VP.
Yeah.
That's kind of hypocritical here. I'm not really seeing how you're maintaining friendships and standing up for what you believe in when it comes to your friendships when you are standing up for the accused as
of
VP.
Individuals. Yeah, not even challenging.
And you never
that.
denounced that you believe in these women who accused
are
Biden
coming
sexual
up
assault.
saying that this actually happened. Okay, I'm not gonna pull a Kavanaugh card. You know what I mean? But at least have the decency, to say, okay, maybe we should have a conversation about this.
How am I gonna at least say that, Okay, so my third point was, I think it's really cute how at the end of the debate, there was this 8th grader who asked a question, and she asked a very neutral question. It was very neutral and inviting for you to show some concern and not pick to, endorse Biden, even though you chose to do so. Yeah. You could have clearly just addressed this girl's concern and how you, like Pence did.
It didn't promote bias at all. It was a very, very open.
Yeah, it was not for you to be endorsing Biden. This is for you clearly.
Or Trump. It was just.
Or Trump.
It was.
Or Trump.
Very neutral.
Yeah,
like you said.
Pence decided to use that opportunity to show that we believe in healthy debates. We believe in maintaining friendships with people we have totally disagreements with. But you chose not to do that. But what I'm saying is that you for showing how you valued her opinion, and I just think it's kind of funny because you publicly announced that you believe 18 through 24-year-olds are stupid. I wonder what that girl would think when she sees that video, that even though you value her opinion now, when it comes to neutral political opinions,
right.
But as she gets older, possibly not supporting her position, or even if she did support her position, she didn't really say that specifically in her speech. But that you think she's stupid when she becomes 18 through 24.
Because if she's
I think
18
that's pretty
through 24,
interesting.
Kamala, you think she's stupid. So, I guess middle schoolers are smarter than high schoolers. Or college students. That's a really good point. Like, what happened to, they're incredibly stupid. And then now, you literally, which I thought was very nice, you called her a young leader. She never talked about being... Yeah, she did. She never talked about being on any kind of board. She never talked about being class president. I mean, unless Kamala knew something we didn't know. She called her a young leader, and she was. If she had the guts to bring a question to the presidential debate, and she's in 8th grade, she's like 13, 14 years old. Yeah, she is a young leader. And she's not stupid, Kamala. Okay? And so, I think that's something that we should have a discussion about. Because if you think that young people are stupid, but they're also young leaders, then there you go. This is just Kalamazoo territory here.
Okay, so I just thought of another thing. Kind of sidetrack here. It's not what we were just talking about. But you mentioned how you believe the president should have been transparent about his whereabouts and knowing about the coronavirus back in January, and his decision of shutting down transport to China like later on in the year, and you should have done so earlier. Lost my train of thought here. What was I trying to say?
Well, it was again a double standard. First, we're saying that.
Oh yes, I remembered. So you talk about how you want the president to be transparent, even over his COVID sickness, and how the doctors should make sure the public is aware of how he's actually feeling.
That a virus is a virus.
What are the conditions that he's developed after getting COVID? Because some people were saying that possibly pneumonia or something like that. You have not been transparent about Biden. I'm pretty sure Biden has some type of onset dementia. That is like my personal opinion. I don't really know how dementia works, but there are certain videos that would lead America to think that
something's
Biden
wrong.
Is up in age and he is losing his memory and making mistakes in his speeches because he's having some issues. I would love for the left to address this. I don't see any addressing to this at all whatsoever. You guys have not been very transparent about this. And
no, that's really not fair. No. We have vivid clips of certain issues. Allergic to talking about these things.
All that comes to mind immediately and things that kind of resonated me when I watched the debate. I don't have anything else to say. Do you want to say bye? I'm gonna close the video because you're gone. Okay, she's back. So I think we're just gonna say goodnight now. We said our piece, some things that we felt was important to mention. Our opinions on what happened tonight. I'm sure tomorrow I'll think of a million more things, but these are just those that I was most disappointed with. How about you?
Yeah, these are just things that we want people to be honest with themselves about, that they really need to consider.
Please think about when you're going to
the polls.
Yes.
So please think about don't forget about these things when you're actually making that final decision at the ballot, because it's really important. Trump 2020.